Hi everyone. This is a Libraries Build Business Instagram Live with the American Library Association. My name is Megan Janicki. I'm the project manager for Libraries Build Business. So we're going to do an Instagram Live today with some of our cohort members from Libraries Build Business. So they'll be joining in just a second. We have some great speakers that I'll be interviewing about their Libraries Build Business programs today. And when they get here, and actually I think they're joining now. So my name's Megan Janicki. I'm the project manager for the ALA's Libraries Build Business Initiative with the Public Policy and Advocacy Office at ALA. Today we're going to be doing an Instagram Live Q&A with 4 of our cohort libraries from the Libraries Build Business cohort in celebration of the publication of our new Libraries Build Business Playbook. The playbook is a free resource available to all library workers interested in small business and entrepreneurship programming. The link is in our bio, our Instagram bio, or you can find it at bit.ly/LBB_playbook or on our webpage. So it's just some quick background on Libraries Build Business. This is a national initiative of the American Library Association supported by Google.org to partner with a cohort of 13 public libraries. The cohort represents 12 states and library systems, large, small, urban, rural, suburban, and tribal. We have built local capacity and expanded services for small businesses and entrepreneurs with a focus on small businesses owned by underrepresented or low-income groups such as Black, Latinx, immigrant, and women-owned businesses. One of the main goals was to identify promising practices and models for library-led entrepreneurship programs to share with the field. So we're really excited that has come and that our playbook is out to share with you all. The playbook demonstrates that any library, no matter the size or budget, can support small businesses and entrepreneurs in their communities. It offers practical strategies to start, grow, and evaluate impactful programs. We have resources, tools, an evaluation framework, and a community of practice available to all library workers interested in small business programs and services. You can check out our webpage, follow us with the hashtag Libraries Build Business on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. The playbook is available now. You can find it in our Instagram gallery or on our webpage. On our Instagram bio or on our webpage. Again, I'm Megan Janicki. I'm the project manager for Libraries Build Business. I'm with the Public Policy and Advocacy Office at ALA, and I'm really thrilled about the publication of our playbook and the Libraries Build Business community and the cohort. So I'm really looking forward to our conversation today. We'll be speaking with cohort members from Baltimore County Public Library in Maryland, Broward County Public Library in Florida, Gwinnett County Public Library in Georgia, and Independence Public Library in Kansas. You can feel free to ask us questions in the comment box. We'll respond to a few as we go about Libraries Build Business in general or about the specific programs. So without further ado, let's get into the interviews. Up first, we have Laurie Henge from Baltimore County Public Library joining us in just a second. Thanks everyone for being here today. I think Laurie is joining us. It should take just a second for her to log in. So up first, we'll be talking with Laurie Henge from the Baltimore County Public Library in Maryland about the Entrepreneur Academy and how they supported local entrepreneurs in Maryland. And Laurie, if you can hear me, I saw your request, I accepted it. So I'm not sure if maybe you're joining or waiting to join. Thanks everyone for being here. Yes, so this conversation will be saved in the Instagram gallery. Our Libraries Build Business Playbook is linked in the bio. And I think Laurie might be having technical difficulties. Oh, she's back. Let's see, I'm going to try and accept Laurie again. So Laurie Henge from the Baltimore County Public Library is joining us today. She should be on in just a second. trying to get her logged in. There's Laurie. Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thank you for asking me to join.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, great. Okay, so for anyone just joining, I'm Megan Janicki with the Public Policy and Advocacy Office at ALA. I'm the project manager for Libraries Build Business. I'm speaking with Laurie Henge from the Baltimore County Public Library about Entrepreneur Academy and their work in the Libraries Build Business initiative. We're celebrating the release of our Libraries Build Business Playbook, which you can find in the Instagram bio and on our webpage. And I have a few questions for Laurie about her program. So let's see. Laurie, can you tell us about the initiative at Baltimore County? What are the biggest lessons you got from the work, and where do you see the program headed next?
Well, I would say one of our biggest lessons was, if you've heard the expression, if you build it, they will come. And that's what we've kind of found. We knew that there was a demand when we started our flagship program, Entrepreneur Academy, several years ago, which is a series of classes which takes people from through all the steps of starting and operating a small business. We didn't realize not only how popular it would be, but as a result of that popularity, how the contacts we made would start to increase exponentially. So the more programming that we developed, the more people attend and become advocates for us. And then being part of Libraries Build Business helped us understand too that we're not alone in this work. The successes that we have and the challenges we face, we share those with the other libraries out there, especially during the pandemic, that we're not alone. And then did you say where we see it going?
Yeah.
First of all, we've been able to do so many things as a result of the grant. We've been able to sustain our flagship programming, the Entrepreneur Academy, and some things that go along with it, like our pop-up shops and our nonprofit academy. But we were also able to hire a full-time small business consultant, which has been great. She's expanded both the number of programs that we do for small business as well as the types. We were also able to add the Gale Business Plan Builder, which has been a real help to our entrepreneurs. And we have plans to add an Entrepreneur Academy in Spanish. We're developing one for teens. So it's an exciting future for us.
It's really exciting. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So the playbook gives suggestions for how to get started at any level or budget. What advice do you have for getting started?
I would say that the first thing you need to do is your legwork. You need to get out in your community and find out in your small business community what they need and what they want. When we started planning Entrepreneur Academy, we sent out a survey to small business organizations and asked them to share it with their members. We talked to potential partners like the SBDC, not only to get their feedback, but to talk about, their possible support with instruction. And then once we had those pieces in place, we set up a focus group so we could speak in person with people who either already had a small business or were in the process of establishing one. And honestly, that process took us about a year. It was pretty intensive. But here's what I would say. You don't have to take a year. You don't have to talk to hundreds of people, but what you do want to do is your legwork. Go out in the community, talk to some people, listen to what your entrepreneurs say they want and what they need, and then go from there.
Thank you. That's really helpful. How did measurement and evaluation support building and sustaining Entrepreneur Academy? So just for some background for everyone, measurement and evaluation were a really important piece of the Libraries Build Business initiative. We were building capacity in supporting libraries in doing evaluation work so that they could run impactful programs. All of those materials are available in the playbook. Sorry, Laurie, go ahead.
Okay. Nailed it when you said impactful programs. That's one of the best uses of measurement and evaluation. You can use it as a tool to inform yourself and evaluate your program. Is it effective? Do our customers see it as effective? But it also provides you with other information that we could use. For example, like we do all our, so much of our programming is online now. So we don't know who's in the audience. It's a lot harder to see, especially when you're in webinar. So that M&E enabled us to gather some demographic information so we can see, are we meeting our goals with who we're trying to reach? And if not, what can we do to adjust? And one example of that is we noticed in our M&E that we had very few participants in Entrepreneur Academy who were not native English speakers. And that was one of the areas that we wanted to reach. And that's one of the reasons we decided to develop a Spanish Entrepreneur Academy in Spanish language, and that will kick off this spring.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, so it really helps you figure out not only what you're doing and if you're doing it right, but where to go next.
Thank you. For anyone just joining, I'm Megan Janicki with ALA's Public Policy and Advocacy Office, talking with Laurie Henge from the Baltimore County Public Library. We're talking about Entrepreneur Academy at Baltimore County and Libraries Build Business, a ALA initiative supported by google.org. We recently just released the Libraries Build Business Playbook, which is a free resource for any library. We believe any library, no matter your size or budget, can do small business and entrepreneurship programming. So that's available on our website or in the link in our Instagram bio. Be sure to check that out. I've got a few more questions for you, Laurie. Okay. What did you and your teammates in Baltimore County like or find challenging about the cohort model for Libraries Build Business?
Well, let's start out with the likes. We really liked being part of that supportive community. For me personally, it was interesting to be in the cohort because all of the libraries involved had different projects. But we all had the same goals, and that was to enhance economic development in our communities by supporting small business and entrepreneurs. So that part was great. I would say a challenge, and this is something we taught, there were 3 of us from Baltimore County Public Library involved in the cohort. And I'd say it was we found communication sometimes a bit challenging, only because there was so much information. And we were sharing it on a variety of platforms, like through email, through the biweekly meetings, through Slack. So I know I had to really keep myself on task to try to keep up with everything. And that's not really a complaint. It was just kind of, this was a lot.
A challenge, yeah. Thank you. What have been the most exciting or fulfilling aspects of this project for you and your team?
Well, I think for our team, it's seeing our programming expand and seeing the positive community response to it. There's nothing like holding a program and your registration fills up and then most of them show up. That's terrific. But for me personally, what I like is the way we've been able to develop ongoing relationships with some of our customers. When you see the same people, a core group of people showing up at your business programming regularly, and then you take it to the next level where we get to meet them in person, for example, at our pop-up shops, and then we get to see their business skills in action. Somebody said to me, Laurie, look at my booth. I set it up in retail zones, just like in the article you suggested I read. Like, that's when I really feel good. And when you see that we're privileged to share this information with people and then they're taking it and using it to improve what they're doing, that's what I get out of it.
That's really cool. I love that.
It is.
If anyone has questions for Laurie about the Baltimore County Public Library Entrepreneur Academy program, you can put those in the comment box. We'll have time to answer one. While we're waiting to see if the audience has questions, Laurie, thank you for joining us today. Is there anything else you'd like to share about the program or your experience before we move on?
I guess going into it, I didn't know what to expect. And I honestly felt a little intimidated because working on small business is just one piece of what I do. And I know some of the people in the cohort are that's their single focus. But the community was a wonderful thing to be a part of. I learned so much, and I would say thank you for letting me be involved.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining today. Thanks for answering my questions. We're going to interview Sheldon Burke from the Broward County Public Library in Florida next. So thank you again, Laurie, for talking to us about Entrepreneur Academy. And we'll try to get Sheldon logged in.
Okay. Thank you for having me, Megan.
Talk to you later. Thank you. All right. Let's see if we're getting Sheldon from from Broward County Public Library. He should be joining us in just a second. There's Sheldon. Hey, Sheldon. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you.
Great. I can hear you. So anyone just joining, we are talking with members of the Libraries Build Business Cohort today in celebration of the release of our Libraries Build Business Playbook, which is a free resource for any library, no matter your size or budget, to support you in implementing small business and entrepreneurship programs for your community. So we encourage you to check that out. There's the link in our Instagram bio. It's also available on our website at Libraries Build Business. I'm Megan Janicki with the American Library Association, and up next we're talking with Sheldon Burke from Broward County Public Library in Florida about the Built-in Broward program. So Sheldon, I've got a few questions for you. Can you tell us your name, your role at your library, and your favorite thing about your library community?
I'm Sheldon Burke. I'm the Librarian Supervisor for the South Regional Library here in Pembroke Pines. And I think one of my favorite things about Broward County Library is that we're always experimenting, trying different things. We're always trying to be at the forefront of different technologies to help the community. So I really love that innovative spirit that we have here in Broward County.
Thank you. Can you tell us about Built-in Broward? What are the biggest?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think you froze for me at the end.
Oh.
Could you repeat the question?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I said, tell us about your Built-in Broward initiative. What are the biggest lessons you got from this work, and where do you see the program headed next?
So Built-in Broward is a little bit all-encompassing. I wanted it to be a project that captured the spirit of the grant, which was to experiment and find out what works best to help libraries develop business. So our project was to help underrepresented groups create tech businesses, and we did that in 3 parts. The first part was tech education offered by our partnership with General Assembly. The second part was quarterly business cohorts with our entrepreneur, Ryan Hall, in Black Valley Digital. And the third part was a cohort with librarians who leveraged LinkedIn Learning to create free educational classes as well for the public. Where I see it going is following up on that librarian model. It was cheap, it was effective, it was successful. And I think it's just something easy for us and for other libraries to replicate. If they look through the playbook, they'll see how to do that. What we can also do is follow up with the entrepreneurs who graduated from the business cohort. They are very skilled individuals. We have their contact information. We're in contact with them all the time. So I think what we could do is create a win-win partnership with them where they can do some library programs for the public and they can help get some exposure for their business in the future so that they can continue to grow.
That's awesome. Thank you, Sheldon. For anyone just joining, I'm Megan Janicki with the American Library Association talking about Libraries Build Business. And right now I'm speaking with Sheldon Burke from the Broward County Public Library about Built-in Broward. So you spoke a little bit about partnerships in your community. How did you develop and leverage these outside partnerships to deepen the impact of your program?
I don't know. I mean, I've been doing partnerships for many years, and I think my advice is a little more colorful. I just say be shameless. Reach out to any and everyone that can help you with your project. I mean, you just want to, don't be afraid to hear no. That's not that bad. I've heard no plenty of times. You also want to not be a deadbeat partner. You want to develop those relationships. You want to reach out to people, continue to talk to them throughout the year. You don't want to be a situation where you just reach out to them when you want something, because people can pick up on that and they know when you're just trying to use them. For our project, we worked with General Assembly and Black Valley Digital to do the grant project programs. And then we also leverage existing partnerships with groups such as Hispanic Unity, the Black Chamber of Commerce, and the Urban League, who already work with the groups that we were trying to reach out to. So we decided we don't need to recreate the wheel. I mean, these groups already know the people in the community that are underrepresented. So let's just reach out to them and have them funnel them into the program.
Awesome. Tell us about tech entrepreneurship. Why is tech entrepreneurship so important in South Florida, and why did the library get involved?
So I think the Great Recession was such a great lesson for everyone. We learned that we had to diversify. As much as everyone loves the beach, yachts, and food, it can't be the only thing that South Florida is known for. So we're trying to create a more diverse economy that's more tech-centered. You see that with the mayor of Fort Lauderdale, the mayor of Miami, the Broward Board of County Commissioners. They're all trying to create a diverse tech ecosystem. And I think libraries have the credibility to be the partners to create equity in that. We've always been out there. We only have the interest in helping people and providing free resources. We have no alternative motive or no other agenda other than to just help you. So I think we're the best people to help create equity in creating that diversity in the community.
I love that. That's awesome. We do like the beach and yachts though too.
They'll still be there.
What were some of the most exciting or fulfilling aspects of this project for you?
Probably the most fulfilling aspect is honestly the parts I didn't expect. One that comes to mind is when the entrepreneurs in the cohorts were working together. I didn't expect them to troubleshoot together. They're all were at different levels in creating their business. We had one person say, you know, I have clients now, but I want to send them invoice. I'm thinking about using this program. What do you think? And then we had a few people reach out and say, you know, I tried that. It's good for now, but when you want to scale up, you're going to lose some information. So instead, you want to use this instead. And then we had someone jump in. This is how I did that too. So it was very great to see that. It was like unexpected and so organic. As a proud dad.
Thanks, Sheldon. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us today before we move on? We're winding down your portion of the interview.
It doesn't hurt to promote library cards. And I know there are going to be people out there. I'm not a Broward County resident, but Broward County has this innovative idea where anyone can get a library card because we have a lot of visitors and tourists. So if you type in Broward County Library and e-card, you can sign up for an instant e-card and gain access to all of our online services, ebooks and audiobooks, and databases. So if nothing else, you can always do that and just become a part of the Broward County family.
Thank you, Sheldon. Thanks for speaking with me today about Built in Broward at the Broward County Public Library and the Libraries Build Business Playbook, which you can find in the link in our bio on Instagram or at our webpage, a free resource for all library workers interested in small business and entrepreneurship programs. I do see we have a question in the chat about the ongoing book bannings. So I'm just going to address this real quick. So ALA, of course, is deeply involved in the ongoing book challenges, and we're very committed to working with libraries across the country to address this. You can visit ALA's Office of Intellectual Freedom webpage to learn more about the work. Today's conversation is about the Libraries Build Business Initiative and our cohort's expertise as library workers supporting entrepreneurs. So unfortunately, nobody here on the call today is prepared to respond in further detail, but you can definitely check out the Office of Intellectual Freedom's webpage to see about the work that we're doing there. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Sheldon. We're going to move on to Gwinnett County. We have Ron Gauthier joining us today from the Gwinnett County Public Library in Georgia to speak to us about the New Start Entrepreneurship Incubator and the Libraries Build Business Initiative. And there's Ron. Hey, Ron.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good to see you. I like your background.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, your sound cut out, I think.
It did. Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Yep. So Ron, let's talk about the New Start Entrepreneurship Incubator. Can you tell us about the initiative at Gwinnett County? What were the biggest lessons from the work, and where do you see the program headed next?
Oh, absolutely. We're excited about it. So the New Start Entrepreneurship Incubator was a program we designed to target some of the underserved at-risk communities in Gwinnett County. So we noticed that there was an issue with formerly incarcerated individuals having difficulty trying to break into society. They face, unfortunately, a pernicious prejudice that just surrounds their reentry, where there's job discrimination, they have difficulty finding houses. So they were having a really difficult time. So we designed a program that would help them to develop the skills to start their own businesses Therefore, that could break through the prejudice that surrounds employment securing. So it became very successful. We're excited that we're doing it. And what we've learned through this program is that we targeted a program that specifically identified our adult learners, so they were able to take the information they learned and transition it into practical application in the real world.
That's awesome. Do you want to tell us about the launch pad that's coming up?
Yes, excited. So when our students successfully complete the program in 6 months, the students have the opportunity to actually work with peer mentors. Each person has a mentor, usually someone who is a small business owner. Our students actually take courses online. We ask that they complete the course before the classroom setting meeting. And once they complete this program successfully after 6 months, they get the opportunity to go before a panel of experts, sort of like the Shark Tank, where they can present their business, describe it, and hopefully they will get, as a reward for that, either some great advice on how to do it successfully and possibly even some funding.
So exciting. I can't wait to hear how it goes. So I know you have some great partnerships in your community for this program. How did you develop and leverage these outside partnerships to deepen the impact of this project? We highlight this a little bit in our playbook, so that goes into further detail, but please share.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things we do here at Gwinnett County, we have a really robust outreach program. Part of our strategic plan is awareness. We work hard to make sure that our community is aware of the resources we have. So we actively engage in the community. We go out there to let them know what's available. So we already had partners in existence who we have worked with for a long time. For this particular program, we have a partnership with the Greater Gwinnett Reentry Alliance. And this consortium consists of a large number of social service agencies that work directly with people who are returning into the community. So those partners we needed to connect with, they already knew who we were. So we were excited to tell them about this great program that we brought forward.
Thank you. What were some of your outreach methods for reaching the returning citizen community, the formerly incarcerated community?
Well, the most exciting one we've done was we actually created a video that targeted the community. It was vibrant, very exciting, very informational. And that video led to a lot of people inquiring about the program. We had an online presence, the application, we do flyers, and we just go out into the community and let the world know that we're in existence. And so we did a really good turnout. We are very successful. We just completed a graduation recently.
That's awesome. And you can find that video in the Libraries Build Business Playbook.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely check that out. It is a great outreach tool. Ron, what were the most exciting or fulfilling aspects of this project for you?
Well, I'll tell you there were many, but the one that stood out the most for me was seeing the enthusiasm, the absolute joy the students had with finding a program that targeted specifically some of their needs. And this is what the library does well with our community anyway. So they were able to come in, acquire skills, work with mentors, and the environment was totally positive and very engaging. So for me, it was just a joy to see that. But one of the biggest things that happened that really stands out is to listen to some of the testimonials at the graduation from some of the graduates. That was just so inspiring. They make me want to be a student.
That's awesome.
In some program somewhere.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining today, Ron, and for sharing about the New Start Entrepreneurship Incubator at Gwinnett County Public Library in Georgia. Before we move on, is there anything else you'd want to tell us about the program?
Yes, absolutely. What I'd like to tell you is the program is very successful, and to please, by all means, check us out. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we have a strong online presence, and go to our website. We have some great programs forthcoming.
Thank you so much, Ron. It was great to have you here today.
It was an absolute pleasure.
Talk to you soon. We are going to now talk with Brandon West from the Independence Public Library in Independence, Kansas. He should be on in just a second. In Independence, Kansas, they did the Cultivate Indie program. And Brandon will be on. Oh, Brandon's here. Ron is still here. Okay, good. Hi, Brandon. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfect.
Great. Great. So for anyone just joining the interview, I'm Megan Janicki with the American Library Association, the project manager for Libraries Build Business. We are talking with a number of our cohort members from the Libraries Build Business Initiative today to celebrate the release of our Libraries Build Business Playbook, which is now available online. You can find the link in our bio or on our webpage. It is a free resource available to any library, no matter the size or budget, to start or grow a small business or entrepreneurship program. So we definitely encourage you to check that out. I have a few questions for Brandon today about the Independence Public Libraries program, Cultivate Indy. And yeah, hopefully that our conversation inspires viewers to get started. So Brandon, just to get started, your name, role at the library, and your favorite thing about your library community.
So I'm Brandon West. I'm the development coordinator at the Independence Public Library, and I get to wear a plethora of hats, from grant writing to project management to adult programming. And my favorite thing about our library community here in Independence is that while we are a small rural library, our service population is just over 10,000. We have a big city attitude, so we like to go at things full force and pretend like we're a really big staff with like hundreds of employees and accomplish amazing things. And really, we're just a small staff of about 12 people, 6 full-time and 6 part-time. And so I like being able to do as much as possible with what we have.
Thank you. That's great. So go ahead and tell us about Cultivate Indy. What were the biggest lessons you got from this work, and where are you headed next with the program?
So our program, Cultivate Indy, is kind of based on, we're a very agricultural community. Our big exports are agricultural industries. So that's how we got our name, Cultivate Indy, and it's a 2-part program. We have a small business lab that is part of our Cultivate Indy program, and then we have our online courses and events. The lab features 2 state-of-the-art computers. We have a Mac and a PC, and then it also has a mini makerspace, and both of those computers have state-of-the-art technology or software. We have the full Adobe Creative Cloud suite, so our entrepreneurs can come in and do anything from 3D designing to newsletters on our computers. And then we have our mini makerspace, which has a laser engraver, a Cricut cutter, and a 3D printer. And we've also been able to use some other grant funds to get a large format printer, so the public has the ability to print up to 44 inches wide. And then that's our business lab. And on the other side of that, the program side, we have our self-paced courses that we've been developing. And the one that we have currently out is how to start a business from point A to point Z. That includes growing the business, and we use Beanstalk for that.
Awesome. So where are you headed next?
So for our future, we've been able to look over the playbook and working in our cohort. We have a lot of really great ideas. Our program was developed to be self-paced, so that anybody, like especially busy entrepreneurs, can do it at their convenience. But moving forward, we're looking at some of the other models that our cohort developed, such as the Small Business Academy that you learned at the beginning. So we're looking at changing and doing more of a cohort model this summer to create a community within Independence for our entrepreneurs.
Cool. I can't wait to hear more about that. But I wanted to ask you more about the self-paced model. You used Beanstalk, which I know a lot of people were interested in. Can you tell us how that program worked?
Yeah, so we are always trying to, when we purchase a new piece of equipment or database or whatever it may be, finding as many purposes for it as possible. And with Beanstalk, they have the activity-based challenges. So what we did is we took the Beanstalk model and their challenge-based ideas and developed a course out of using badges. So there's different badges in our Start Your Business, Small Business course that we launched at the beginning of this program. And that goes anything from starting your business to formation of your business, all the way through growing your business. So with our Starting Your Small Business course, there's 5 different badges. And within each of those badges, there's a series of activities that you have to complete, whether that might be writing your small business plan to developing a marketing plan. And at each of those badges, once you complete it, there's check-in phases where you would meet with either myself or another mentor. And after you go over all the work requirements for that badge, then you earn initiatives. And those initiatives are geared towards our local small business community. And those include memberships to our Chamber of Commerce and our Main Street organizations, as well as our makerspace here in Independence, which is the Fab Lab ICC. All three of those are our partners. And so once they meet the requirements for each of those organizations and they've completed that badge, then we will then sponsor them for a year to join one of those organizations to help diversify and get new faces and new voices to serve on those boards. Because in rural communities, it's often very monotone. So being able to help and provide people with scholarships to have the opportunity to join these organizations and see the benefit at no cost to them will hopefully help build their organization or their business as well.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. And I love that. And I'm glad you mentioned that. The incentives are such an important piece of creating equity in these programs, and especially ones like we write about this in the playbook, so I definitely hope you check that out. But like to get people into the Chamber of Commerce or other local boards and really create that thriving economy, that small business, that's so important for small business. So yeah, thank you for mentioning that. What did you like or find challenging about the cohort model with Libraries Build Business?
I liked everything. I didn't like any part, but I guess my biggest challenge with it was that I'm kind of competitive. And so seeing what all the other libraries were doing, especially some of the bigger ones like Baltimore and LA, and comparing what we were doing to them, like, oh my goodness, they're doing so much more than what we were doing, but they also have the staff. So that was kind of my big challenge for the cohort. But being able to meet regularly with people from all over the country and see what works for them and hear different examples and be educated on different parts of building a business program was a huge success for us and allowed us to kind of get our footing and figure out exactly what we really wanted to do here at Independence. So just being able to be involved and have that community to connect with, and everybody no matter what size library they were in the cohort, we all had similar challenges during the past 2 years. So being able to connect and have a community to build on was very beneficial.
Awesome, thank you. So for anyone just joining, I'm speaking with Brandon West from the Independence Public Library in Kansas about Cultivate Indy. We're celebrating the release of the Libraries Build Business Playbook, which is available, the link's in the bio, it's available on our website. It's a resource for any library to start or grow in a small business or entrepreneurship program, with a special emphasis on low income and underrepresented entrepreneurs. We definitely encourage you to check that out. We have a Libraries Build Business community as well, which I'll say a little bit more about in a minute. Brandon, I have a couple more questions for you. What was the most exciting or fulfilling aspect of this project for you?
Just seeing things grow, and then when we get to talk about it in the community, seeing the look on people's faces. The library has that? Are you serious? Like, they get really excited when they find out that they have access to all of these really cool and new tools in the library. So just seeing the reaction and seeing how people light up when they see that, yeah, public library is no longer just about books. It's so much more, and seeing our community members react to our new services has been very fulfilling.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything else you'd like to share about Cultivate Indy or about the programming at Independence Public Library?
Yes, so we have been working tirelessly to get our program up and running and everything online, and be sure to follow us on Instagram to see all of our improvements, and we've got some renovations finishing up in our business center, so there'll be pictures to come about our lab. So follow us on Instagram and check us out on our website as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brandon. And thank you to all of our presenters today, or our speakers. Everyone is doing amazing work. So we spoke with Baltimore County Public Library, Independence Public Library, Broward County Public Library, and Gwinnett County Public Library today about their small business programming as part of Libraries Build Business. Everyone is doing such inspiring work. You should definitely check it out in the Libraries Build Business Playbook and in the Libraries Build Business community. The community is a great place for library workers to connect peer-to-peer, share resources, ask questions. You can find the information to join that on our webpage, ala.org/work-advocacy/workforce/grant to get invited to the community. That's also where you'll find the playbook. There's also a link in the Instagram bio for the playbook. So check us out, stay in touch with the Libraries Build Business community. We'd love to have you if you're interested in small business programs. We believe that any library, no matter the size or budget, can do small business and entrepreneurship programs for their local community and support those local entrepreneurs. Thank you to our guest speakers today, Brandon, Sheldon, Ron, and Laurie, for sharing some of your insights and inspiration today. It was great to chat with you all. And thanks everyone for joining. I'm Megan Janicki with the Public Policy and Advocacy Office at ALA, and it was really wonderful to share some of the great work we've been doing with Libraries Build Business today with you all. So that's it for us, and we hope to hear from you in the community. Take care.